This is episode number 22, 7 Steps to Positive Thinking. The power of positive thinking is a popular concept, and sometimes it can feel a little cliché. But there are many positive effects to positive thinking, such as reduced stress, more confidence, better health, and improved moods. There are many ways to define positive thinking. It could be having a positive image of yourself, talking positively about yourself, or being generally optimistic through life. But these are all pretty generic and pretty basic terms to use when you're talking about positive thinking. If you want to be effective with your positive thinking, you will need more concrete ways to do so to help you through the process. These are going to be the 7 best tips that I have found for positive thinking. And the first one is to start the day with a positive affirmation. And this one sometimes is kind of tough, and it might make you feel a little silly at first, but it's pretty straightforward. How you start your day sets off the tone for how your entire day will go. I'm sure we've all experienced those days where we wake up on the wrong side of the bed and our whole day just seems to be off, and we just can't seem to find the motivation to really do anything, or at least the motivation to the degree that we might like. You start to pick out all the negative things throughout the day because that is what your mind is tuned into and focused on. If you ever have something where, you wake up and on the wrong side of the bed, however you want to put it, but if you wake up and, you're on the wrong side of the bed and something quote unquote negative happens, it's just, maybe you're just really tired, and the first thing you say is, today's going to suck because I'm tired. That's setting the tone for the entire day, and your mindset is now going to be wrapped around how much the day is going to suck because you're tired, rather than flipping the script and putting it in a positive way. Instead of letting those things take over your day, start your day with positive affirmations. Go to the mirror, look yourself in the eye, and say statements like, today will be a good day. Or, I'm going to make today great no matter what. Doing this will set a positive tone for your day and jumpstart the mind to positivity. And that's a proven fact. I've lived it myself, but it's been proven time and time again that when you start the day with a positive vibe, a positive energy, it's setting the tone for the entire day. Which brings us to number 2, and number 2 is focus on the good things, however small those things may be. Now, no matter how your day may go, it is inevitable that there will be some sort of obstacle in your way, something that will come up that might not be planned, that will kind of take you off course, that you might have to work your way around. There's no such thing as having a perfect or flawless day. You can get very, very close, but your day will usually never go as planned 100% to the T. When you encounter these things, focus on the positives. It's like the saying goes, there's a silver lining in everything, which is very true. An example of this would be, imagine you get stuck in traffic and you start to think about how long it'll take for you to get through. Now, instead of thinking about that, think about how much time you'll now have to listen to your favorite podcast, which I hope is this one, The Mental Shift, and look at the positives of that. Now you have more time to be in the car to focus on bettering yourself, or if you're listening to your podcast and or an audiobook or something, and now you're able to knock something out, and now you have the silver lining in something, which is another step that we have here, which is find the humor in negative situations. Allow for yourself to experience humor in even some of the toughest situations in your life. This one might be a little bit tough to sort of figure out in your life, to kind of hone in and you really find out how to do it. But once you get there, it'll be a huge relief and weight off of your shoulders. But remind yourself that the situation will probably make for a good laugh later on. That's usually a good way to look at it. So no matter what is happening, even if it's something that's just horrible, try and find a way to turn it into a good laugh or a good story, something that you could use later on. But let's just say that, God forbid, you lost your job. You could always laugh at the things that you won't miss from that job, like Bob in accounting that always seems to have the mustard stain on his shirt and is always having a foul odor about him. I know that that's the most cliche person that you could possibly think of, but you could always look at things in that connotation and think like, hey, at least I don't have to go back to that anymore. There's positivity or the silver lining in everything. Now we're going to go into point number 4, and point number 4 is turn your shortcomings into learning opportunities. Now, when you turn your failures or shortcomings of the day into lessons and learning experiences, this is going to allow for you to grow, number one. But if you turn it into a positive thing where you're going to take something where if you mess up and then you flip it into a positive, into a learning experience, you start to build habits of where you want your mind to default to if something happens. You aren't perfect, and it's going to happen. You're going to have those failures and shortcomings, so don't let yourself get into the mindset of like, I can't fail, or I don't want to fail. Like it's, I shouldn't say don't want to fail. Obviously, we should never want to fail, but don't wrap your mind around the fact that it's never going to happen, because it's going to happen at some point. At some point, you're going to make the mistake, and no matter what, no matter how big or small that mistake may be, instead of looking at it as a mistake and how much you messed up, look at it as an opportunity to learn and grow and how much better of a person you are because of it. That's something, a feather in the cap, a notch in the belt, something like that you can put on your resume, of a learning experience, something that now makes you more valuable to the world. So every mistake and failure that you learn from is adding value to you as a human being. Now, number 5 is transform negative self-talk into positive self-talk. Negative self-talk is very easily overlooked, and it can sometimes be hard to even know that you're doing it. When you make a mistake throughout the day, you may be quick to say something along the lines of, I am so bad at this, or I can never seem to do this right. Even if you try and laugh it off to a coworker where you're like, man, I can never seem to do this right, and then they're like, oh yeah, you're so right. But all of these types of thoughts are negative self-talk, and they should never be allowed in your mind. When you catch yourself saying these things to yourself, you need to stop and replace these statements with positive ones like, I'll be way better at this, or next time I will do it right. That changes the thoughts from I shouldn't have even tried to I will get better. So that it's the mental shift, if you will, of changing your mind from negative self-talk to positive self-talk, and building the flexing the memory muscles and the habit muscles to positive habits, and which will bring us to number 6 here. And number 6 is focus on the present. What this means is not focus on today or focus on this hour. It means focus on this exact second. You might be getting chewed out by your boss in one moment, but if you think about it, what in that exact moment is happening that is so bad? Forget what was said a few minutes ago, or forget what might be said 5 minutes from now. Focus on this one individual moment. In most cases, you'll find that it isn't even as bad as it may seem. Most sources of negativity stem from memories of a recent event that happened or exaggerated imagination of what may happen in the future. Stay present in this moment, because you're only living in this moment right now. Which brings us to step number 7. And step number 7 is surround yourself with positive friends and mentors. Now, when you surround yourself with other people who have positive mindsets, you'll find yourself hearing less and less negative comments or statements, and you'll hear much more positivity, positive outlooks, positive stories, and positive affirmations. Their positive words will sink in and affect your own way of thinking and cause for you to have the same effect on them. It then becomes a circle of positivity, and it almost becomes exponential, where it's just people around you, the people you surround yourself with, are becoming more and more positive, and it's this never-ending cycle of positivity. So that's kind of where you want to envelop yourself in that. It will be tough to find positive people in life that you can hitch your wagon to, but you must do this in order to eliminate negativity and not allow it to consume you, because it's very easy to be consumed by negativity. Focus on maintaining a positive mindset and allowing only for positive thoughts and affirmations to enter your mind. Don't allow for others to bring you down into the negativity. Follow these 7 steps and you will be able to maximize your positive thoughts and make the most out of every single day. Now, that's all I got for you guys on this one. That was 7 steps to positive thinking. Now, if you guys know of anybody who may be having a tough time of positive thoughts, or somebody who may be struggling with waking up in the morning and being positive with themselves, or they maybe even seem to be negative all the time and they're not even realizing it, and they might be bringing you down. But if you know somebody like that, please share this episode with them. We're trying to make moves one small step at a time of changing the world to a more positive place. And if we could take one person and even just change one person's life, that would be unreal. So if you know somebody who is struggling with a negative mindset and needs the help to get out of the rut of negativity and needs a positive message and a positive mindset, please share this episode with them. You'll be doing them a huge favor, and we'll be making this world a much, much better place one step at a time. But for those of you listening, if you guys are interested in doing some one-on-one time with me, please visit my website, www.spencerkeife.com. Check the link at the top that says Life Coaching. I do have some links there where we can do some one-on-one time, and they're really solid programs. They're usually 6-month programs where you and I could spend one-on-one time together, and we can wrap your mindset around being positive and start getting you on a track to living the most positive life that you can and really fulfilling the dreams that you have for yourself and the life that you want. But that's all I have for you guys today. Again, that was our episode 22, 7 Steps to Positive Thinking. I want you guys to go out there, shift gears, live the most positive, happy, and abundant life that you can. Be as positive as possible. Please, guys, that's what we need in this world right now. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Have yourselves a wonderful day.